22. "I got your uniform okay," said Perry briskly, as she entered the TARDIS half an hour later. "Your man Demetrius was really cool, you know, after the first double take, I mean. And also I met—" She paused, realizing that Ptolemy and the Doctor, whose face was showing on the monitor, were clearly preoccupied with another matter. "What's happened? Anything wrong?" she asked anxiously. "The Doctor has just received a visit from Selene," explained Ptolemy, with a troubled expression on his face. "Except that it was not Selene. I do not yet quite understand." "It was the Rani," said the Doctor bluntly. "She has taken on the appearance of Cleopatra Selene for reasons of her own. You remember the Rani, don't you, Perry?" "I sure do. I almost got caught by one of her trick biological landmines. It would have metamorphosed me into a tree if I'd touched it. She's crazy." "She does have her particular way of doing things," admitted the Doctor dryly. "I still call it crazy. What's she doing here, anyway?" The Doctor sighed. "I'll tell you what she told me." Perry and Ptolemy listened attentively as the Doctor summarized his encounter with Cleopatra Rani. There was a thoughtful silence when he had finished. "Can we not simply reveal her to be an impostor?" said Ptolemy at length. "Not easily. She will be well protected, both by obvious and concealed means. You can hardly warn Alexander of what has happened and expect him to take action against her, because you would simply not be believed, of course. Besides, the real Selene is held captive somewhere. It might be very dangerous to force the Rani into revealing her true self without harming her. And, Perry, if you're even contemplating some sort of daring nocturnal commando-style raid on her apartments—" "I wasn't. Honest." "Well, don't. She has had some time to prepare herself and augment the natural precautions Cleopatra herself would take at such times." "But surely," Ptolemy persisted, "she would be finished if she were revealed in her true form." "Even supposing it were possible, what would be the consequences, especially if we could not immediately find the real Cleopatra Selene to take her place?" Ptolemy considered. "There would be great panic, of course, a power struggle amongst her senior ministers. She has no named successor. Then Alexander would try to take control in the East, and if my position were not yet strong enough to exercise moderation—" He chewed his lip. "You are right, Doctor. The consequences could be disastrous." "But, Doctor, we can't just sit here and do nothing," said Perry vehemently. "We may have to do virtually that, at least not change our plans for the immediate future. Our one advantage is that the Rani has assumed, rather carelessly, that I am alone, and that my TARDIS is probably out of power and of no threat to her. Also, she can have no idea that we are in collusion, Ptolemy Caesar. The longer this fact can be kept from her, the safer you will be." "But she will certainly realize there is a link between us after your fight with Gandos, if all goes to plan." "I will do my best to confuse matters, as must you. The longer you have to build up your power base without her interference, the better. Forgive me for saying so, but I think she is concentrating solely on Alexander, because she does not view you as a serious rival for power." "Sadly, that has been true, but not for much longer." "That's the spirit. And as soon as the TARDIS is charged and functional again, we may be able to track down her TARDIS. Perry, what is the charge meter reading now?" 5.85. No, 86. It's just gone up a mark." That means there might be enough energy to attempt initiating mass conversion in somewhere between, 12 to 15 hours' time, say. Well, it can't be rushed, unfortunately." Ptolemy had been thinking. "Doctor, if I understand all you have said, I cannot help but wonder why this Rani person, who has taken the form of Selene, is apparently so impatient to obtain the oracle when she need only wait." "What do you mean?" "Why, because the oracle will be sent to Alexandria anyway in 2 months' time, as part of the sharing agreement between the twin capitals. She must know that. The doctor frowned thoughtfully. She was acting as though she would have the oracle very shortly, and her indifference about wanting my TARDIS seemed rather forced. Why bother? Complete control wasn't quite herself. He trailed off into silence. Unless, ventured Perry, she somehow knows about the atom bomb Alexander was trying to slip her, and thinks that means the end to any cozy agreements. She could avoid having the bomb itself go off, of course, but she might think that would force Alexander to use the oracle as a bargaining counter. So she wants to grab it now while she has a chance. Yes, that might be so, agreed Ptolemy. The doctor had been looking blank for some moments. Now he screwed up his face in disgust, speaking half to himself. Of course. Never dared admit she was having problems. Hoped I would try bargaining. Doctor, interjected Perry, will you please share your revelation coherently with the rest of us? He spoke rapidly and intently. I think the Rani wants to gain access to a proper control console more urgently than she cared to admit. Of course, she may have visited me simply to gloat over my imminent demise, but perhaps she hoped I would offer my TARDIS in exchange for my life when she confronted me with Gandos, or thinks I will engineer some ingenious escape and lead her back to it. Failing this, it is likely that she is going to initiate some overt and precipitate action of her own very shortly, in an attempt to gain control of the oracle, which will suit her just as well. The trouble is that we don't know how the Rani may have modified Selene's original plans. Her own behaviour may also be unpredictable, I fear, because she has underestimated the effect Selene's mindset is having on her. Whatever happens, said Ptolemy, we can do little else except to be more cautious. I will take care not to reveal I know her secret. But that still doesn't explain why she just can't have a little patience, said Perry. Ah, yes. The doctor looked uncomfortable. There's a very good reason why she may be in a hurry to gain access to one or other of the working consoles. She may be losing her influence over the vortex creature that's maintaining this world, and needs the additional functions of a complete console unit to control it. But the creature is keeping everything going, you said. It is. But if it stops doing its stuff, the world comes to an end. Effectively so, I'm afraid. Oh, swell, said Perry, with feeling.